Well-needed rain, severe storms, and some heat across multiple parts of the country. That's what we'll be talking about in today's video. If you clicked on this video and wondering about what's going on about the weather community out there, you clicked on the right video. We have some severe storms that are going on across the south right now as we speak. Some well-needed rain for all of the dryness that's going on. We'll be talking about the heat that will be sticking around for some portions of the southeast, as well as we'll be talking about some updates from the Storm Prediction Center and more. Right now the tropics are looking a bit quiet. We'll see anything about that tropical development or not, but it doesn't look like we have any chances there from the National Hurricane Center, so let's get started. Remember, do me a favor, if you like the video, make sure you like. Also, subscribe for more weather updates just like this, so let's get started. As right now, we have from the GFS model, I'm just going to move that over here. GFS model, as you can see here, we're going to have some rain. Going to move across the southeast right now as we speak. Some is already doing so right now in portions of Georgia, North Carolina, and many more. Rain's going to continue to produce across these areas going into the New England area as we get into July. Now, we're getting far out for this to actually be occurring, but this is just an idea of what the weather pattern is going to look like. And as you can see, the rain is moving across, and look at that nasty weather around July 19th. That low pressure area right there moves across New England. That looks like that could be a severe weather threat indeed. As we move towards our European model, we're going to see what this is going to give us here. This is the latest run, the 06Z run. We're going to run that across, and look at the rain. You see the weather pattern. As we get into Monday, we get a little bit quieter, but then rain pops back up again. That's what the pattern is showing here. Rain, rain, rain. Well-needed rain. Like I said, it's been very dry. The hot temperatures, they've been bringing heat across areas all across the I-95 corridor, even portions of the I-75 corridor engaging in that heat as well. As you look across here, just rain and rain and rain, and that looks like to be the pattern. That's what the European model is showing as well. So what could we be seeing for the following days? I'm going to show you right now what the Storm Prediction Center is saying. Here's a look at our Storm Prediction Center here for today. We have that slight risk that's going to be in the south near Lubbock, areas of Texas, around that area. As you get into New England, you're going to have that slight risk of severe weather as well as the main areas that happen right there in the central part of the country, that upper central part, as you can see right into there. I'm just going to draw. But as you may know, the same area of severe weather ideal. Tornado threat for today is actually less than 2%. That's what we like to see, not seeing any of those. As we get into our wind threat, though, mainly in the New England area, as you have those red areas right there, we're not having the dashed lines there, it seems, but we are still going to be having an interesting wind threat. That wind threat is the 5%. It's going to go all the way down to the I-85 corridor, then going to go westward as you have that 15% chance of that wind threat, as well as that north central part of the country up there. As you get to your hail threat is going to be mainly across Lubbock, things like that, 15%, that same northern central part of the country. So today, it's good to know that we don't have the tornado threat today, not severe as we've been seeing in the days before. As you look here with your threat tomorrow, it's just going to be having some marginal risk, not really any slight risk to be talked about, but as you can see, showers and thunderstorms for a bunch of the entirety of the lower 48. As you can see, showers and thunderstorms all the way for areas of Oregon, all the way across the country to North Carolina, down there to Florida, and as far north as that's close to Maine, so the New England area, and as north over there to Grand Forks, areas like that. So marginal and showers and thunderstorms. Tornado threat less than 2% in all areas. As we get into the wind threat, we have the wind threat for Little Rock, Arkansas. Really 5% wind threat that's going to be happening tomorrow. Nothing big, not a 15%, north 30. As we get into our hail threats, just the north central part of the country as well. As we get into our day 3 outlook, we do have a slight risk in the north central part of the country, as you can see up there. Just south of Grand Forks and Fargo, as you're going to have that's that slight risk, level 2 out of 5 risk. As we get into our probabilistics, you're going to have your 15% in those regions right there. So we do, in the upcoming days, it's looking like we're just going to have a wet weather pattern, and that's really what we want to see after all of these hot temperatures have just now started to leave the area. Some areas are still hot, feeling like the triple digits in the hundreds. They're in the high 90s. If you're not in the high 90s, you're still in hundreds. So the high temperatures are still around, and they're going to stick around a little bit. I'm going to show you that in just a second. But it's not going to be as severe as we had yesterday on our 4th of July and the day before 4th of July, as well as we had those extreme heat warnings that pursued all across the parts of the country, the I-75 corridor and the I-95 corridor. So let's get right into that National Weather Service heat risk, see what they're talking about. And here's a look at our heat risk today. No surprise about it that extreme heat's going to be near mainly the Raleigh area all the way up to the New England area, well, close to the New England area, Washington, D.C., you're near the purples, Richmond, Virginia, no doubt about it. These areas are always hot. And you have a little bit of purple, so mainly east of the I-85 corridor, you're going to be dealing with that extreme heat. That's Charlotte, areas like that, maybe some little specks north of Columbia. You have a little bit of specks of moderate heat there. But as you can see right there in this region, we're going to be at the 8.7 million region. As you can see, majority part of the country is finally calming down. We saw a lot of purples here a few days ago, and it's finally going away. That heat is moving out. Monday, we're going to start seeing a decrease in that heat as well. As we get into Tuesday, a decrease. Wednesday, it's just mainly going to be across the south, so the heat is still going to be there, major heat across the south. But as you get into areas like the Midwest and things like that, we're going to start backing away from that heat. Right now, you have extreme heat for almost a mil of people there, and then Atlanta, 42.6 million people with that heat. As we get into Saturday, those dates are on the left right there, if you're wondering if I'm switching back and forth there. So we do have the extreme heat. The extreme heat's going to bring back, we're going to get that extreme heat back in the west, as you can see. Some purples that will be popping up there as we get into the western parts of the country. So areas of Utah, areas of Colorado, you're going to start seeing some major heat and some extreme heat. You took a break from the heat, but the heat is now coming back to you as we have that weather pattern. It's changing right now. We're seeing a little bit of shifts that are happening. So that extreme heat, so heat will be back towards the west. As you get to the far west, like Los Angeles, San Francisco, not much heat yet. Minor heat is possible across multiple parts of the country. As you can see there, 194.2 million as we get to Saturday. But that heat is mainly going to be across the south, and it's going to be building back in the west part of the United States there. National Hurricane Center there in the Atlantic for our 7-day outlook. Tropical cyclone activity not expected. This is out of the National Hurricane Center in Miami-Dade County. And we're not going to be seeing any chance of tropical formation as we see there. As you saw there with our weather patterns, we're really just seeing a lot of rain there. Could anything change in the next few days? Of course it can. It always can change with weather, so that's why we keep our eyes peeled, and that's why I'm here to update you. In the Pacific, because we had that tropical depression that just happened, nothing expected in the Pacific, nor the Central Pacific either. So everything is clear right now as tropical weather outlooks and things like that of that nature. So no disturbances to think, well, no disturbances to be happening right now at the moment, but we'll be looking in the future. But that's a good thing we don't have any tropical development. Right now, there across the country, as you can see, the red flag warnings, the extreme heat warnings, and extreme heat watches that are in effect across the country. Also, those heat advisories still remain in portions of the south all the way up to the New England coast. Areas like that of that nature. Just the remainders of those heat advisories, as you can tell. But you can tell we've quieted down. We've had a whole bunch of part of the country right into here that had multiple heat alerts. Yesterday was, I think, one of our hottest days, as you can tell. There are a lot of people were in the triple digits, and those feel-like temperatures were very deadly. Some areas getting possible feel-like temperatures to 110 in the 110s. So that was quite interesting there, close to the 110s, if I should say so myself. So that was very close there. So right now you have a lot of, as you can see there, summer type showers and thunderstorms, severe thunderstorm warnings that were in effect, flood advisories in effect. I think that's a tornado warning in the north there. As you can see, flood watches, flood advisories in the north. So there's a lot that's been going on. Make sure that you have a way to get these alerts. Make sure you have a NOAA weather radio. Well, if you have a NOAA weather radio, make sure you have a way to get those hazards. Make sure you're staying tuned, have the safety precautions that you need and things like that of that nature. Make sure that you are being prepared during these storms. Make sure that you are basically staying safe through these times, because you have these severe storms. They'll pack a punch, bring some trees down and things of that nature, and we want to make sure that we keep you safe. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Michael. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July, and I'll see you out there in the weather community.